Welcome back to a new video. Today we're working on the ZJ finally, getting in the shop and taking care of the rear suspension that's all janky. We're going to lift it up, pull the tires off, take the calipers off, pull the axle out, and then we're going to be putting the truss on the rear axle today and also putting this cross member for the new long arms on. This is the IRO kit. So it's going to be a 4-link in the back, just like my WJ. And let's go ahead and get started. Little update, we got the axle off. I ended up just cutting everything off. All the bolts and nuts were welded. So literally right here, they welded the end of the nut onto the bolt. See, I got it all the way out and then I couldn't get the bolt out. Same with the track bar, the upper arms, all the bolts and nuts were welded. So went ahead, just sawzalled and plasma cutted everything off. Wasn't planning on using any of this, so the long arms, they're solid and they're nice, but not anymore. And so next up, we're going to figure out what we need to take off of here, off the axle, in order to get the truss on here. And then we'll do some grinding, get it prepped for welding, and then we'll end up cleaning all of this up, pulling all these nasty arms off, and plating any holes that we see, probably grinding all this random metal up and just clean it up. And then we'll end up doing the cross member. I'll have to cut the muffler off, and then we'll be able to mount up the new long arms to the cross member. And we'll throw the, we'll have to get some new shocks, but we'll just put these in for now. They're pretty much maxed out at ride height, which we found out today. So we'll be getting some new shocks, but we'll just use the shocks and springs for now and get it all cleaned up. Yeah. I've never worked on an axle like this either. Got the axle cleaned up. Took both of the upper arm mounts off as well as the track bar mount. Won't be needing that with the 4-link that we've got going on. So there's gonna be this truss and it's gonna go on kind of like that, I think. And then we're gonna have 2 upper arm mounts here. We're still gonna use the lower mounts for the lower long arms. And I'm gonna go ahead and paint this up and paint this up, and we'll keep moving on. So now that we have all of the upper and the lower arms, we've got the flex joints and all the ends. On the lower arms, there's 2. These are the 6-bolt flex joints. And then on the upper arms, we have 4 we have to put in, and these are the 8. So they're a little bit different. They give you instructions for it all. Same as the WJ with the flex joints. And just make sure that you have the groove where you're gonna be able to get to the grease point. That's probably one of the most important things to look for. And then also on these 8-bolt ones, they should sit inside of the rings, your screws. So you might have to flip the ring over, but definitely look through here and make sure you're lined up so that your grease will actually go in, or else you're gonna have to redo those. So make sure you look for that. Also, they say to do torque about 75, 80 inch foot-pounds, not foot per pound. So this is an inch per pound or inch-pound torque, and it's kind of hard to use. You've got to find a socket like this that will fit in like an Allen key. And I did a few of them just to kind of see what it felt like, and then I went ahead and used some normal keys to get it as tight as I could.